What's up, cyberspace cadets? It's Irate Prostate here. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for the CREEM stream, and it's CREEM stream episode 44. This is an important epoch in the annals of the CREEM stream. Whereas it being CREEM stream number 44, this is the last official Adamantine stream. So we're going to make the most out of it for him. In the house tonight, we've got, of course, Harlequin's Happy Hour, a.k.a. Allie. Say hey.
Yeah.
And Sir Adamantine.
Cheers, everyone.
All right. And our special guest tonight in alphabetical order will be the Celestial Parsnip.
Good evening, everybody.
And the one and only Trippypoop.
What's up, peoples?
All right. So, you know, the idea is just let's sit back and have a little party, celebration. Anybody got anything they've been talking about or want to talk about?
Well, not really. Huh.
Okay.
We're just winging it.
He's intensely private, except when it comes to my anus.
Oh,
I did hear
course.
that
Your anus is always the topic of conversation.
fucking Chris Brown got in trouble for assault again. Heard about
Shocking.
that
Shocking.
last night.
Saw that. Actually, Kevin sent me that
Mm-hmm.
in Hangouts today, and he's like, he's so glib though. Out shows tomorrow. Another assault charge. What else is new?
so Chris Brown hits another. It had to have been a lady, a female, right?
I don't know for sure.
Because he don't
I guess
hit.
he
He,
charged.
Isn't really
he
clear.
don't hit men. So
He doesn't look like someone who could successfully hit a man and get away with it.
no shit.
Right.
So
Them home runs.
yeah. So it being Friday, man, I just it was just like I was telling somebody earlier. It's been an interesting week. We had everybody have a good 4th of July.
Yeah.
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 Meh.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nobody-
kind of. That
Talking
was the.
some faggot on the internet.
It was the fucking night when my stream privileges got taken away. That was 4th of July, going into the 5th, and yeah. So that fucking sucks.
that does suck,
Very
man.
unpatriotic.
I'm gonna punch YouTube and it probably doesn't have a dick. I was gonna say too.
YouTube a woman too, so be careful or
I
you're gonna
figure
get
if you-
Chris Brown's.
If YouTube was, a person, and when you went to go punch it in the crotch, you'd probably just lose your fist altogether.
Metal cod piece.
Right up there.
Dude.
It just goes in there.
Yeah, want to say hey to some folks out there. Wild Tanuki, our guest last week, and Johnny Hellcat. What's happening? Joys of Sorrow. Just saying hey to everybody. Goat Man. All right, it starts now with the Goat Man. He's here, and everything's going to be okay.
And Johnny Hellcat, the ordained minister, that's going to require an explanation in the future, I think.
Oh wow! Congratulations, dude. That's awesome. Like this is going to be like the Church of the Subgenius or some shit like that, right? Or
Easy to get ordained. I think I had like 5 people do it one night
oh yeah.
on stream. I was like, sign up. Yeah, if you go through the Universalist Church, all you have to do is type your name and your email, and then they email you a certificate, and boom, ordained.
You can marry people.
Pretty nice.
Nice.
Like Pinoid said, he wants to just go around marrying people who didn't ask for it. Like, congratulations, Harley, you are now married to this slab of sidewalk.
Cute wishes.
Oh, that lucky sidewalk.
I ran into my
Go make it a sandwich.
in the real world. He'd be eating sidewalk.
I don't know. Sidewalk sandwich? You just give it 2 pieces of concrete?
Yep. And a good old heel to the
His
back of the
face
head.
and run it across.
Yeah.
Works a little bit like a cheese grater. It'd probably be an improvement.
You could probably feed it sidewalk chalk, I think.
So apparently Wild Tanuki is also ordained.
We're just surrounded with religious royalty here.
You've got some holy men in the chat.
Everybody gets ordained.
Indeed. We may need to start like our own version of Vatican City here.
Willing to marry the Parsnip and I cheap? That's the question.
I'm sure I could do that.
Depends on what cheap is. What's cheap to you? You know?
The wedding.
Free drinks at the reception for the holy person.
I am a Jew, so let's not get crazy.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's that
I'm
Chris
not
Brown
surprised,
thing. It says that he sucker punched a 29-year-old club photographer in Tampa.
Oh, okay, so it was a
At
sucker
1
punch.
a.m.
Right, so...
Well, that is mitigating, though. A photographer, I mean, it's just paparazzi scum of the earth.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. It's, a sucker punch him. At least fucking punch him in the face.
Oh, it was a guy. That's why he did a sucker punch.
That's what I was saying. It was a dude because he sucker punched him. But then again, I wouldn't put it past him just sucker punch a lady or a woman or a girl,
Right? And then he would run away because he looks like that kind of guy.
Yeah, well, and I definitely don't want to defend him because I can't stand him, but that is like, that could be the lowest profession there is. I chase celebrities for a living and invade their privacy.
Killing your dreams.
Just remember, guys, it's not fucking stalking if the chick is famous.
Jodie Foster.
Oh, whoa, Jodie Foster. People would kill for her, or at least try.
What?
Yeah, that joke laid itself out.
And it turns out he was barking up the wrong tree the whole time.
No, don't you remember on Family Guy? She was like, "I'm not a lesbian anymore." Right after he got out of jail.
Oh, really?
Fuck was that? It was on Family Guy. What? Somebody making a phone call?
No, my stupid Alexa she is difficult.
No, Sir Adamantine's got Moneypenny tied up in the back of his living room.
Gotcha. I believe it. He's the real 007.
No, she's just
Love
bait.
Alexa.
Yeah.
I'd love her too when she works properly.
See, my theory is that he says he's unplugged her from the interwebs, and so there's probably like a nag subroutine that kicks in, and so it starts getting more spastic and shit until you just say, okay, I'll fucking plug it back in, so they can keep listening to what you're saying and doing, and keeping track of that
It's
shit.
amazing.
Well, other than the streams I'm on and the stupid shit that comes out of my mouth during those streams, Amazon must be sorely disappointed in what they hear here. Because all it is conversations with my cat.
I just I don't have an Alexa. I think it would drive me insane if it was at my house. But when it is at other people's houses, I will give it commands and make it go crazy. And then the people will run around and they're like, why is it doing that? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'll just be like, Alexa, Flight of the Valkyries.
I was stupid. I got one in every room except my bathroom.
They have them all over the house, which is fantastic.
Wasn't it Alexa that people were reporting as having a really wicked laugh at random points in the day or night? She's just like...
It was also apparently a month or two ago, there was a story where, and Amazon confirmed this really happened, where a married couple were having some sort of conversation, and it randomly sent it to the guy's employee at work. It sent him the voice recording of this, and he had to call them you know what's going on here? I mean, they could have been having dirty, very verbal sex, and it could have just randomly been sent to his employee. I mean, just ugh. And did you hear about the Samsung phone thing?
What about that?
I of course have a Samsung phone. Their latest update will apparently send random pictures out of your photo gallery to people in your contacts.
Lots of people's moms are getting dick pics.
Awesome.
I had to go through.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not ashamed of my nudes because I'm hot.
I had to go through over 600 pictures in my photo gallery and delete like 90% of them because it was all porn.
Good Lord.
Well, I'm glad I don't have a Samsung.
Yeah, no shit, man.
I can just accidentally send dick pics to my mom on purpose.
Half of the people in my contacts are work contacts. It would be so bad.
Oh, Jesus. That'd be pretty bad, man. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're my boss's boss? Here, let me send you like some hardcore porn. That's not going to be awkward the next day in the office.
He just calls you up. What is this woman's anus doing with this? What am I looking at? You're like, oh, let me explain it.
Blame it on Samsung.
And then HR became involved.
And yeah, that's when they tell you, you need to go to HR, and then sign some papers and shit. And we'll be getting your shit out of your desk while you're doing that.
And then we'll escort you out the door.
That's right. We'll have you all packed up, ready to go. So yeah, it was really weird, man. It was, I was telling Sir Adamantine for the thing, for the, everybody showed up and the show started. It was like I don't know, about an hour and a half ago, man. I just got so fucking dizzy. I mean, it was like, and I'm not talking like lightheaded. I'm talking like fucking like seasick dizzy, right?
Yeah.
And I had this. This nausea shit going on with it too. We figured out what the nausea is, but we're not going to go there because Uzi Q will strangle me. But she has
Did you eat today?
Yeah, I ate a couple of things, and I drink. I've been drinking a lot of cranberry juice.
Well, the whole dizziness almost sounds like maybe you had low blood sugar.
Yeah, but I mean, this was like inner ear type dizzy. That was my point. It's not like a lightheaded, like a blood sugar thing. This was like definitely something going on. So I don't know. It was just it's happened like 3 times before. It's just like it was just really an intense one, man. I was like, God damn! And it kind of every time I do it, I get really ragged out. It makes me really tired and shit. So sorry if I'm not like 100%. I'm low energy. I'm low energy today.
Oh, by the way, Goatman in the chat who says never delete porn. Don't worry. It's all backed up on an online. I lost nothing.
It's saved to the cloud.
We got to change that. Trippypoop, you're now officially a mod. Okay.
Oh, see, guys, that's how you get a wrench. Is you say y'all niggas gay.
That's right.
The worst thing that could happen with the cloud is it sends it to all the devices to school with it, and then some other kid accidentally sees your mom naked. Uh-oh. And then that kid's mom calls the police and reports you for child porn.
It sounds like you had it.
Child porn. It would be soliciting a minor.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't be as bad, but yeah, it'd still be pretty shit.
Well, speaking of, has anybody really talked?
Dissemination of pornography to a minor.
Has anybody talked openly about Martus Filius?
We hit on that guy a little bit on the Cum stream because he had been a guest a few times, I guess.
Yeah, and it was.
I never heard of him.
I tried, man.
He seemed like such a nice guy.
He seemed like a great guy and shit. I mean, it seemed like he was a little depressed and shit, and kind of MGTOW-ish. Pulling out a little misogyny here or there a little bit, but nothing. Nothing like major. I found out the other day that he'd been arrested and shit. And Allie, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Marty's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean, from like what I knew of him, but
he went to jail for child porn.
Was it porn or was it actually doing something?
See, yeah,
I actually don't know.
That's mugshots.com.
Porn from what I'm. Porn on a device.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, they did a sting operation on the. I guess it was an iPad type. I don't know if it was an iPad exactly, but like a tablet type device.
What happened? Were they doing it?
And arrested him.
Were they doing that to? Were they doing that to a whole bunch of people that had iPads or some shit?
No idea what exactly it was. Let me see if I can pull up the article that I was sent, because it came from the article, and then some of it came like third hand. Child pornography. Ottawa man behind bars.
I don't even know how to spell his name.
An Ottawa man is behind bars after police investigation into child pornography. Ottawa police arrested 32-year-old from Ottawa early yesterday morning on 2 charges of child pornography. According to police, he was busted after an undercover investigation into possession. They were assisted by members of the High-Tech Crimes Bureau of the Illinois Attorney General's Office and the LaSalle County State Attorney's Office to LaSalle County Jail. So I guess...
How did anyone connect that was him, though?
His face.
Girlfriend is his girlfriend's the one that tweeted out, his ex-girlfriend. Levy Live Evil.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
Levy Live Evil.
Whatever.
The fuck is these weird names?
But she tweeted it out, and article, and it's me. But then a bunch of other people were like, she'd known about it for longer. She just wanted to say something now or whatever.
What was significant about now?
I mean, she's a bitch on the internet. Maybe she wasn't getting enough attention and felt like she needed to, or maybe she had to get it off her chest, or maybe more people were asking her about him, and she was just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm just gonna nuke it and not anymore. He did just kind of disappear, like overnight one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, he had done that once before. So that's why I just assumed it was like some kind of, I don't know, depression sort of thing, as opposed to something like that.
Wow.
Anybody really had this in their head? I guess she could have any number of reasons for wanting to do it now, but people were like saying to me like, oh, well, she's known about it for a while, and I'm like, yeah, but I mean, to be fair, like, you are putting someone's docs out there. Do that. I mean, granted,
lots of people agree that you could do that if somebody is a danger to the folks around you.
Well, if he's already in jail,
like, interrupt things like in the middle.
That's fine.
Here's the thing, like, it's like,
go ahead. Spit it out.
Like, essentially, you are putting somebody's docs out there, but it is somebody who was arrested for something that is pretty heinous and is dangerous to other people. So there's a moral dilemma with that as well, because like, you don't want to be that person and then people turn around and they're like, oh, you doxed him, and then you don't want to be the person who told everybody's friend that, you know, told this guy's all of his friends that, oh, by the way, he's a pedophile. Like, there's a lot of like emotional attachment, I think, with it for her as well. Like, I guess if she found out about it, Kilroy stuff was going on and everybody was, you know, freaking out about all that doxing and all the and all that kind of stuff. Like, even though it's the right thing to do because this person is a criminal and I have no problem with doing it, sitting in jail for something like that and your information happens to get out, oops, oh well, don't do that. Information anymore is part of the public record. But
well, Big Fat Brian in the chat says the first time he left, he said his sister had died, but I get the feeling that it was his arraignment. Also, it's not doxing; it's public record.
Well, no. The doxing part comes in and connecting the public record to the online anonymous persona.
Yeah, because the names are different. You're correct.
I don't know that this is really any of our business to know because it's not like we would have ever heard from him again.
Right.
Meh.
Well,
it's not like
Like I
anyone was
said,
going to send their kid out to play with him either. I mean, he's some anonymous person on the internet.
right. And I have no problem with her posting the article. I mean, this is someone who she was in a relationship with, feelings about it and whatever. Like, but I can also see why it would take her so long to decide to do it. You know, a bunch of things. It could be attention seeking, or it could just be like, I have this information, I need to get it off my chest. People know that I'm dating him and they keep asking me about it, and this under wraps, but at the same time, like, I'm fucking pissed about him too. Right. And then
is she still dating him?
No.
And then I think they had broken up before that. Anyway. And you know, but I mean the other thing is like, you don't dated that either. And then you don't want to be like, hey, I heard about this a couple months ago, but I feel like putting it out there now. So like, I understand why she would say this, and other people are like, she's known about it because I've known about it. And I'm like, well, nobody said anything. I mean, personally, I wouldn't feel like it's my crusade to go out there and start saying these things about people, especially if I don't have verification.
Yeah.
You know, like, so but I understand the situation that she's been in, and I certainly don't begrudge her just about it.
Yeah, I was just blown away by, you know, it just shocked the fuck out of me because, you know, apparently a lot of people had known about it. And, you know, so that's where I'm coming from with this shit. It's just, it proves that, you know, even though you think you know people, especially on the fucking internet, you don't know them, right? You know, like the situation that we were talking about, you know, stalkers and shit earlier. I mean, that's, you just never know what that person's got in their glove box, you know? If it's a male, you know, or a purse, if it's a female, you know, it's like
Nips was saying he's pretty close to her, or close to him. Something that when that happened, both of us were like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, you know, like, I would talk to Marty in DMs all the time. Record, I mean, maybe he told a lot of people his name. He never told me his name. I never asked. I was never interested. So if it was out there in the public, then it was out there. I don't personally know because I never. So,
there's a chance that somebody else might have let the info out there if she hadn't.
And it would be well within their rights. I mean, if you're somebody's friend or somebody's former lover and something like this happens, there's a certain amount of emotional attachment that you have to it, and you have your right to outlet. I'm not going to begrudge anybody for saying something about it. And if you see something, say something, and then snitches get stitches. But at the same time, it's like, you have to understand somebody's emotional attachment to a friend or a lover or whatever, and then finding this information out. And sometimes you just need to outlet. Well within everybody's rights to do, in my opinion.
Very right.
Well, I thought we could get some, you know, at least a couple of minutes out of that one. So, I pulled the trigger on it, y'all.
I hope nobody ever figures out or finds out that thing from my past where I set a bunch of kittens on fire in my old house.
Did it?
Shit, we're live. Mark.
That was dark.
Yeah,
and they were really, really evil kittens, guys.
Yeah, but did the house smell worse after or before?
Well, I don't know. But see, they were such evil kittens, they were fine. It definitely smelled worse after, and unless you like the smell of burnt wood and
cat piss,
fucking brimstone. Yeah, pretty much.
That reminds me. You want to hear a gross story?
Fuck
about
yeah!
About burning animals.
Sure.
I get one.
My best friend owns an apartment complex, and like one of them like burnt their place down, and they're like going through it, like him and the firefighters after the fire's out. The guy had secretly owned literally hundreds of snakes that he was breeding.
Oh.
It was full of like barbecued snakes everywhere.
Dude.
He said He said one of the firefighters told him, in all of his years, that's the most disgusting thing he'd ever witnessed on the job. Apparently, it did not smell good.
Yeah, oh come on, man! And that dude is like probably run into like dead bodies and shit that were caught.
No, there were like snakes falling from one floor to the other, like singed.
Oh.
I mean, it was apparently like it was unbelievably bad.
So it was like the alien's blood and fucking Alien just like just keeps falling through and it's just boom, 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 dead snake.
I don't know if I believe that guy though, because the guys in Cambodia really seem to like their fried snake.
My grandfather used to
Supposed
eat.
to be good stuff.
Yeah, he used to eat rattlesnake meat. My dad's dad.
Look, I eat beef all the time. Tasty. I don't want dead cows falling from the ceiling that are like half burned. It's a different thing.
Raw on the inside and.
Yeah. Well, right, and then of course it would probably cause bloating, from the heat, and then that methane would all explode and shit, and so there would be like, cow guts just sprayed in everywhere, and shit.
To like quote Samuel L. Jackson, "Snakes on a plane."
Yeah. These motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking house. Holy shit!
Dude, back when I was still in fucking high school. One day during the summer, my stepdad was going through, and I think he mowed the grass or something, and he found this little pit in the middle of the backyard grass, and he like comes and gets me. He's like, "Dude, there's a bunch of fucking rats in this pit in the middle of the yard," and I'm like, "What do we do?" He's like, "I got this," and he goes to the garage and he gets lighter fluid, and just pours it on them, and then lights them on fire. It turned out they were baby rabbits.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah.
How the hell do you mistake a baby rabbit for a rat?
Because my stepdad was fucking stupid.
Oh.
Talk about somebody with zero street smarts,
Man. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man.
That was almost as dark as the kitten story.
Yeah, well, the kitten story was fake. The rabbit story was real.
No, I have a mental image of like burning rabbits running across the lawn.
No, they didn't run. They were babies. So all you heard was. I was like, damn, these rats are loud. And then my fucking neighbor peeked his head up over the fence and he was like, what the fuck is that? And like we showed him and he goes, those are rabbits, guys. He goes, that's why they're making those kind of noises.
On fire is no fun.
I go, dude, I didn't know rabbits made any kind of noise. But I knew we had.
Hired a contractor to put a built-in on his patio, and he was grilling for 4th of July a couple years ago, and the whole thing exploded. And he was like right by a pool, so he jumped in the pool. But man, that was rough.
So they didn't They didn't have the gas right. So it was running on a natural gas line instead of on like just propane.
Yeah.
Dude, that was probably horrible.
He went to visit him in the hospital. I felt terrible, and like it was in front of his kids were swimming in the pool. It was bad. It was
just a mess.
He's fine. He still plays hockey and stuff, so
okay, good.
Normal.
Right. I had a neighbor that was dumb enough to run a wood burning stove in his garage and burnt his garage down. It was just funny because he didn't get hurt or nothing, but he burnt his car down in the process.
You know what? I'm gonna play a little game of what y'all were doing last night, Trippy.
What's that?
Yeah, let's go around and name a YouTuber that you think is criminally undersubbed, and give them a shout out.
Oh yeah, like a Blackman button deal.
Yeah, I got an issue with that. I don't think it should be called that, y'all.
I didn't name it. Sorry.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I get it. Yeah, but I think it's in poor taste. That's just me.
You're not the only person that said that either.
Yeah.
We've had a few people. Well, I mean, I've heard a few people. I don't know if Schmeckel has.
Right.
But they've voiced a little disdain at that name.
Well, since you're talking, do you want to go first and tell us somebody you think is undersubbed that you didn't talk about the other night, last night?
Well, shit. You know what? I go with Numbskull.
Okay.
There you go.
I have to agree.
Numbskull.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's only at 258. That guy's got a really good presentation for his channel, and seems like a nice guy.
No doubt.
I'll put his link in the side chat. Yeah.
Please do. Sir Adamantine, you guys.
I think it'd be more fun if I could list off someone who's criminally oversubbed.
Cutie Pie.
No. or would you prefer I play nice, Irate?
Well, all right, let's do both. All right, somebody you think is criminally undersubbed and somebody you think is criminally oversubbed. How about that? One of each. All right.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to say criminal, but and I'm not kissing your ass, Irate, but I do believe you're radically undersubbed.
Well, thank you.
And as far as criminally oversubbed, that would be mundane fat.
Oversubbed, yes.
Yeah.
He's got about 100 and I don't know, like 149,500 too many subs.
Is that what number he's at?
I think he's at. Last I saw, he was at 150. So there are 500 losers out there who probably could enjoy that shit. But
161,000.
Well, then 160,500 over subs.
There you go.
Okay. Celestial, how about you, man?
Oh! I'm gonna change. Oh, can I change my answer?
Well, okay.
Parsnip is more criminally undersubbed than you are.
Damn it, that was mine.
He still has what I think is probably my favorite video of all time, which is the one that he did with Very Nearly Viral. I love that video so much.
Don't you misgender me? Yeah, and then there was the what's her name is literally Hitler. That's funny as shit.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is literally Hitler. That's excellent too. So yeah, that's actually a really good choice, because it's true.
So sorry for stealing that from you, Ali, but you can probably reuse it.
Hey, it's okay, Ellie. You can just kiss my ass. I mean, yeah.
Well, I don't want to get a circle jerk going on here. Now. It's like,
I'm just fucking around. I don't.
It's all right.
I can't even stream. I'm not asking for anybody to add for me. P.S. Go ahead and sub to Trippycast. It's a good channel.
I would recommend no one sub to me who hasn't already, because quite honestly, it's not worth it.
God.
Streams are so cool, though.
Oh, but if you do go to Sir Adamantine's channel, is that video still up where I spurged out on Sarah?
Oh, you were one of the ones who spurred down there? There were so many.
Oh, yeah.
It's still up there, but I will say I've made an executive decision that unless there's something compellingly entertaining to be had with her, she's not coming back on.
Yeah, we've all also made that decision.
So, yeah, that's exactly the place where we met, Trippy. Was like, we met at Love Connection there, and then picked it up like on Monday, I think. So yeah.
I sucked your dick. You said, "Oh, baby," and then that was it.
I'm telling you, man. And you swallowed it. That was what was so awesome about you, though.
Well, dude, you can't be going around spitting all the time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the reach around. Was it fair?
Oh, gee.
All you did was reach around and poke me in the belly button.
Oh. Well, that's not good. Yeah, I wanted to get you back then.
That was yeah, it was crazy.
Okay, well, let's move on to Parsnip.
Well,
over and
it would be
under.
remiss of me not to mention someone who is in the chat. The Finer Print commented just a little while ago. Go and sub to that nigga.
Yeah, that guy's cool, man. He was on my channel once.
Yeah. And,
We did a collaborative video.
Nice.
What was it? It was a Rolling Stones song, Painted Black.
I told him a couple of weeks ago, that he could, anytime he wanted to, he could pop in on the CREEM stream and hang out as a panelist. So
Well, you know how he got on my stream? I sent him a Hangout link and he clicked it. Like, for real. I didn't even tell him what the hell it was for. He just clicked it and he was like, "What? Whose channel am I on?" I'm like, "Shit, dude, I forgot to tell you it was my channel."
That's funny.
Oops. Right. Well, I mean, I got that fucking behavior from the cunts because they'll send you a link to the Hangout and not even tell you they're live or anything. It's just a link.
Come
and I'm
on.
used to doing that to them. So.
Well, see, yeah, that's what happened yesterday with Brockus, man. He's saying, I always liked you. Come on over, man. And then, of course, there was, I guess, some plan for Schmeckle to, like, fucking, jump on me about our supposed beef and shit.
Ow.
And, well, no, it was okay. I worked it out. But, I was honest. I had a little anger going towards him. And then, of course, we had been in a couple of, live streams in the meantime, and where, he was like, pretty cunty towards me. And then everybody goes, well, that's just how he is. So it's like, I didn't realize that at the time.
This is MO.
Yeah. And so, it's like, man, I just said I'm too old for this bullshit, let's squash it. So and thus it was squashed. But he wants to keep it open as a real, not so real beef.
Yeah, so fuck him for streaming right now.
Oh yeah,
live like an hour before you. He started at like 10:30 my time.
Yeah, that was probably more aimed at Scooby than me. So
don't know.
To be fair. So.
I don't even know if he knew Scooby was streaming because, like I said before, the notifications on YouTube have been kind of shit today.
No, I got one. I just got one. Philip Daniel asked me if I had gotten a notification that he had just uploaded a complete symphony for strings. I'm sorry, and I did. So I'll definitely be listening to that in a little while, or maybe tomorrow.
I got the notification for this stream.
You did.
So that's good.
Did you check your Twitter and see if that went out too at the right time? Because it's supposed to go out right when right when we go live.
Oh, it was a YouTube notification. Popped up in the corner of my screen, from Google.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's the ones that I use when I'm on the Chromes.
Gotcha.
Fucking Chromes, man, it kills my computer. I have less than 4 gigabytes of RAM.
So I have another criminally undersubbed one since somebody else stole mine.
Well, hold on. Did Parsnip get to finish, or did he even? He didn't do anything.
He said the finer print.
Oh yeah, the finer print is undersubbed, but who's oversubbed? In your opinion?
Look, I don't think anyone's oversubbed, to be honest.
Phil DeFranco.
No, they don't have to. Don't be diplomatic here, man. It's okay. We know you hate Bunny King. Go ahead.
He's cool. Okay. Here we go.
I do.
I don't like that guy either.
I told him when he was on the Kumite, I sent a series of you were there for it, right?
Yeah, I was there, man.
I sent a series of super chats just to make sure they were read out, and then you're nothing but a marketing theory. There's nothing behind you. You're empty.
Shit. I feel like Bunty's gonna do an Aloha snack bar one of these days.
He's gonna convert.
No, he's a Sikh.
He's a Sikh right now, but
I know.
So whatever his many faults may be, Bunty is not a terrorist.
But maybe it's Allah that he's seeking.
Yeah, you don't know that. You could be seeking Allah like Irate Prostate.
He's seeking positive opinion polls. That's what he's seeking.
All right. So who's oversubbed Celestial? Come on, dude.
Come on, somebody.
Who's oversubbed? Pick a fight, motherfucker. I'm gonna teach you right now how to kumite. Let's do this.
Raka Ali.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I was taking a drink. I said Cult of Dusty.
Oh, okay.
I think that fucker is way too many subs for what he does.
He's a bitter old man.
Fair game. I appreciate that one. I like it. All right, Allie?
think everybody should subscribe to Damn Vlogs, which I don't know if everybody remembers Rory the Lion, but this is Sean the Human.
Yes.
Got this vlog channel, and he talks about his life and different struggles that he has and things that it's pretty cool. It's pretty intimate, and he's a really, really great guy. To get to know him, he's awesome.
Jesus.
Oversubbed, I would say Andy Worski.
Well, he seems to be intent on resolving that himself quite quickly.
I haven't watched Andy Worski since JF started going on his show.
He still has like 266,000 subs. I just checked.
Good.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I never understood the appeal.
I never met him or anything.
You know what the
Chris
appeal?
Worski a lot.
I was going to say the appeal was Chris Worski.
Mm-hmm.
I think that before JF ever came on, they were already at like 250.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can't believe JF ate Chris Worski.
I know.
I wish we knew the truth on that, man, because you know it's really weird. Because I interviewed Chris Worski, and we really hit it off, man, and we chatted in an interview for fucking almost 2.5 hours, just he and I, man, talking.
I think from my limited experience talking to him too, I think Andy's a nice guy. He may have some issues, but he's a nice guy. But JF is just a human piece of like racist garbage. And if you're going to be racist, you probably shouldn't have any kind of French blood in you, because you're the lowest of the low.
Out of all the white people,
here, man. My homie Ace of Skulls is in the chat. He is criminally undersubbed as well.
Indeed.
You guys could just go click on his ass and go to his channel.
Right, and
subscribe.
And on Sunday. All right, I got to change that. I'll edit that out later. On Sunday at 3 p.m. Central, that's 4 p.m. Eastern, and 1 p.m. Pacific, I will be interviewing the Ace of Skulls, and we're going to talk about shit, and it's going to be good. I've got a feeling that it's really weird, because when I want to interview somebody, it just hits me. And I've followed my gut on every one of these, and everyone has been good, in my opinion. So, and you know,
that reminds me, and
I'm not one to blow smoke up my own ass on this shit. Okay.
No, you should all look it up, because I don't know, maybe was it like 6 months ago, Irate? You had a wonderful interview with Chris Worski. Yeah,
the Thursday it was Thanksgiving Day. Yep, it sure was. So it's up there 2 hours and a half, I think.
Because they both worked in mental health for a while, and they were comparing notes, and it was oddly fascinating.
Indeed. And Uzi Q telling me,
I love the interviews.
You do?
I do. To get to know someone, because when you interview somebody, it's like a conversation. It's very natural. And so you get a lot of really good back and forth, and you get to know more about Irate, and you get to know more about your guest. And I think it's a really good handoff. I enjoy your interviews a lot.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's just really, you know, it just hit me one day that the reason that I do this shit, well, there's 2 reasons. You know, one is because I don't have any children, and I want some kind of fingerprint left, you know, when I fucking leave this mortal coil. And hopefully we won't fucking nuke ourselves to death. Anyway, and then the other is that, you know, I really love people. I love talking to people, and I love learning about them, you know, just who is this person, and what, you know, what makes them, you know, what makes them tick, or what do they think makes them tick, you know what I'm saying? So it's I love it.
It's a very comfortable, though, like having sat on the other end. It's a very comfortable skill, because interviewing, a lot of times people will just ask a question and then expect a response, and there's no positive or negative feedback, so there's nothing to bounce back off of, and you're just everything is just very natural. It flows. It's awesome. I love what you did with Vanilla Bear. I thought that was just one of the sweetest things I have ever watched.
She's a doll. Yeah. She's my like internet daughter. Yeah, it's kind of a good thing. Well, thanks. I appreciate that big time. All right, so who hadn't gone? Oh, Allie, did you do your undersub? I mean, your oversub?
I said Andy Worski.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Sorry about that. All right, so that's everybody gone. Okay, good. All right. So, oh, I didn't go. Should I go?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I was fixing to move on. I'm going, well, something's missing. All right. Fuck. All right. Somebody that I know a lot of people that I think are criminally undersubbed. But there's some really, really, really good talent that I think hasn't been, paid attention to enough. And it's like, and to be honest, Trippy, I haven't listened to enough of your shit to honestly endorse you. I mean, I'm endorsing you by having you on the show, okay?
Of course.
But I don't know your stuff yet, so I'm not gonna, and I don't blow smoke up people's ass. I can't stand it. It's fake fucking shit.
Yeah, my channel's pretty much just randomness, to be honest.
Well,
we had a theme for about 4 days.
If you do it correctly, well, you know what, man? All right, I'm going to plug Big Fat Brian.
Do it.
Yeah, because he is severely undersubbed, and he's one of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever met, man.
Yes,
I mean, he can take he's got that ability to turn shit funny, even when it's like really unfunny. So that's a good thing. And severely oversubbed, ridiculously oversubbed beyond what I believe that they have earned or are currently earning would be fucking Armored Skeptic. It's my opinion. Fight me in real life.
Oh, no, I got to say, I'd put that one right up there with Mundane Fat.
And Jeff Holiday.
Well, Jeff Holiday.
I was surprised you didn't name him because you
well, he's lost so many subs. It's more fun to pick on Mundane.
I get you. I understand that. Okay, well, let's move. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, definitely not 3 of my favorite YouTubers.
I've been writing down like questions and stuff just to ask people for, for interview type stuff. And sometimes you need an icebreaker or something like that. And you can tell a lot about people by the way they answer some questions. Like, all right, if you're not familiar with it, then I can't go with the series. But if you're familiar with Game of Thrones, my question is, who is your favorite character that's not the main character, a main character, and why?
Well, what constitutes a main character?
Well, it would be, Khaleesi, Jon Snow, let's see, Cersei. Hold on, Cersei, her brother, Jaime, and of course Tyrion. So those are all the main, the main whose stories that we're following, right? But and then there's the category just under that, like Arya, But I don't really count her as a main character in the show because it seems like that they're not pointing to her as a final final solution, for God's sakes, as you know what I'm saying, as an end point for the movie. I mean, for the series. So that's the only reason I say that. So. Who wants to go? Can you answer that question?
I think there's a lot of love for Sir Davos in the chat.
Yep. Yeah, Uzi really likes Davos. Oh, and surprise, look at that.
I liked Ned Stark.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not see that one coming when it happened.
Yeah.
I was really upset.
That might actually be the best, and there've been a lot of good good scenes, but that was definitely the most unexpected in the whole series. Like, you expected him to be the main character throughout the series, or like one of the main characters, and then all of a sudden, like, no head.
Exactly, and that was brilliant, man. That's just, and that was a great way for George R. R. Martin to tell you just who the fuck he was and what he was going to do to you through that series. You know, because the book ends the exact same way. You know, that book, which is called A Game of Thrones, which is the first in the Song of Fire and Ice, is the series.
I'd just like to throw it out there.
Go for it.
Dolores Ed. He doesn't feature much in the series, but in the books he's fucking amazing. It's just... every time he pops up you just have to laugh because he comes up with the most... I don't know.
Is he in the television series?
He's in it, but it's not the same character basically.
Oh, I see.
It's one of the Night's Watch who is constantly sad, and his whole life is rained upon, and just comes out with the most pathetic shit, which makes you laugh because you realize that your life is not as pathetic as his.
Gotcha. Cool.
Aw, baby.
What about you, Allie? Hello? See, her ring's lighting up, but I'm not hearing her talk.
No, she said Ned Stark.
Oh, that's... God damn it. I'm just... My brain is in 3 different places. Yeah, we can hear you now. But yeah, you said Ned Stark, didn't you? Trippy, did you name somebody? And I've just completely forgotten.
I have never seen the show or read the books.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Sir Adamantine?
Well, if Cersei doesn't count because she's a main character, I'm going to have to go with the Hound.
Okay. Killer.
I like his directness.
Right. And his honesty, too. You know, he's a very honest person. He was always honest with Arya.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you could say that character is just a bastard, but is that not a bastard you'd want on your side if you needed someone to take your side?
Right, and you know, given the fact that he always lived in the shadow of his older brother, who was bigger and badder and meaner, you know, it's like the one thing that separates them is his compassion, I think. You know, which he develops as the
whole thing with him and Arya was really nice. Thing towards the end of the last season when they were all meeting,
right?
Where he was like walking with the God, I can't think of her name, the really tall lady who I also like a lot.
Yeah, Brianna Tarth.
Yeah, and they were they were talking about Arya, and he was like, you know, she won't have any trouble from me or something to that effect.
Yeah, I think he was asking about the list. He asked her about the list. You know, like, am I still on your list or some shit like that? And she looked at him and she said, I don't think. You know, it's because whenever she recites the list, you know, she has the names, and his name just disappeared from it at some point. So, and of course, you know, Sir Adamantine and I have kind of talked to this a couple of times, but my favorite one, and I think she's going to end up on the throne, is Little Bear, Lyanna Mormont of Bear Island. You know what I'm talking about?
That would be quite a unexpected turn of events. But yeah, she is a great character.
Right, and I can see her totally, you know, outliving everybody. You know, and somebody else was arguing with me about it, that it was going to be Gendry, which he is really, truly the true heir to the throne, because, you know, all the other kids were bastards of the kings. They weren't his bastards; they were a product of the incest between the brother and sister, so they were pure Lannisters. So the only living male of the king's blood is him.
I will throw out two controversial things about Game of Thrones before we move on, which is number one, I can't stand Jon Snow and I hate Khaleesi. She might be the worst leader that ever existed. Like, how many armies can you lose? How many times can you be in chains after you've had an army? And all you are is just an arrogant bitch the whole time. I mean, just, ugh.
Well, she's fucking fireproof.
But compare her to Cersei. I mean,
dragon.
Cersei knows how to manipulate a situation. Khaleesi is just like I'm holy and like I'm too good for you, and like, well, yeah, it's another army gone. Well, let's find another.
Right.
Yes.
What'd you say?
Badass, but
yeah.
Is it not?
You're kind of popping out and popping in.
I fixed that. Hold on.
You gotta stand closer to your router.
and your mic. That helps too.
I think it's on my headphones, but
I
don't know. Let me see if I'll switch over to my phone real quick.
All right, let's see what the crowd's saying on the chat.
Well, the thing about Daenerys is she's really unsympathetic in the series.
She is. She's not a nice person.
No.
And I'm just hoping that in the books at least they'll take a different turn and he'll force something really fucked up on her so that she has to learn and grow and not be such a cunt.
And I mean, to be fair, Cersei, who I love, is equally, if not more so, not a nice person. But she doesn't try to hide it.
No.
There's no like, I'm a goody two shoes. No, I'm just a bitch.
Yeah, and like that whole strategy with the God, what's the guy's name? The one-eyed pirate that is a Greyjoy, the uncle.
Yeah, that he pretended to go away, but really didn't.
Exactly. They had a little Euron Grey. Exactly. Yeah. You see, and I know in the books that his character is a lot darker and a lot fucking more terrifying. Like, it's like he's got all of his crew. He pulled all their tongues out. And, why would you do that? Well, there's a lot of reasons, right? Because of the dead, or because he didn't want people talking about what they did on their missions and shit while they were, at sea. You don't know what kind of shit he brought back with him. There could be all kinds of magic and shit with, so there's a lot of stuff, in that character, and they in the series just had to really do him a great disservice by like condensing it, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's got like black hair, like jet black, kind of a bluish hair, in contrast to the rest of the Greyjoys, who are fair haired, more look like they ascended from the Andals. So I'm getting really kind of.
I will say, as far as Cersei goes, probably the best scene in the entire show thus far, and there have been many of them, was the one where she blew up the bird or the guy who was judging her? Blew up the whole thing. It's like that was Godfather level like videography there. Yeah,
are you talking about when she blew up the sept?
Yeah,
the church with everybody locked in it, man.
Yeah, her standing there all dressed up in like an evil black dress, casually drinking wine while she looks at the place, and like all the crap that's going on there. And so it was so beautifully done, and you probably don't remember this, but the music that went along with it was so simple but so perfect.
Oh no, music's a big key to the production. And it's very subtle shit. But you're absolutely right. That scene is fantastic, man. With the sept, when they blew it up, it was just like, my God. And that bell, that was just.
I watched the scene on YouTube a few weeks ago, and I remember there was a comment. The bell when it like falls down and rolls down the street and crushes a few people.
Yeah.
One guy made a comment and was like, I can't remember who that guy is. He's talking about one of the guys crushed by the bell, but but his face rings a bell. Like the perfect comment.
Yeah. Okay.
I really like the personification of the animals in that series, though.
Like through
How so?
through warging.
Yeah, like, I mean, like Nymeria has a personality, and it doesn't have to. She doesn't have to come on and talk and say things, but she has a very distinct personality. Or the dragons all have different personality. Like,
Yeah.
it just works really well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. Because that's interesting that you bring that up, because that's one of the other like subtleties that will get lost on a lot of people is how important especially the dragons' personalities are. See, I believe that the main Drogon, the biggest and baddest one, is the soul of Khal Drogo. It reincarnated in that beast, but
the beast was already alive before he died.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. That's the whole point. Was when
She walked into the pyre that he was being
burned
on.
his burial pyre. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's literally, I think, the release of his soul. And remember, they talked about, it's like all this stallion, metaphor, and she had done the magic to get the husband, kind of reanimated, but he wasn't all there, kind of like a pet cemetery kind of deal. And he acted really weird and strange. He said, "Fuck this, man! I can't stand it. Kill him." And then when they set him on fire, that's when she emerged completely unburnt, and with the three dragon, hatched dragons, on her body, like clinging to her, like literally she was their mother. It's just it's cool stuff. So. Go ahead.
The thing about that show is it's so drawn out that before the last season, I'm going to have to rewatch all of it again, which will be like which for some of those seasons will be like the fourth time. Yeah, just to remember.
Do you think that's by accident, man?
I don't. Man. I just wish that when you had shows, if you didn't do it the Netflix way and put it all out at once, you would, if you have the episodic ones on regular TV, that you just put it up a new episode out every week until it ended. No like off seasons, no split seasons. Just keep it going.
Right.
But then again, that would be customer friendly and not number of audience friendly. So.
Well, right. You can't. Well, it's not about number of audience friendly. It's like more like fucking financially friendly. It's like they're just going to make so much money off of this shit that they're stretching it out. So they can sell a Brienne of Tarth T-shirt, or a Brienne of Tarth mug, or a Brienne of Tarth pin holder or some shit. Just goofy marketing shit. But
I will say, when I first started watching this show, and it was probably like 3 seasons in before I started watching it, and I remember making fun of one of my friends. He's like, "You got to watch this show," and I'm like, "It has dragons and like ice demons. What kind of dork are you?" But after I started watching it, yeah, it is just fascinating. Some of the just the psychology between the characters is just really, really good. It's a good show.
Yeah.
I would like to see some hot pie merchandise.
Yeah, man, the pie guy.
Yes.
I liked that character, man. That kid's character. It was interesting, I don't know. It's just.
Well, I mean, he was honest in his own way. Didn't want to fight. He just wanted to bake pies.
Trippy, I got a question for you.
Sympathize with that.
What's up?
I got a question for Trippy. Okay. This is a 2-part question, all right? And all right, so what made you decide to join the military?
Never was part of the military.
Well,
Oh,
that answers
for
that.
fucking for fuck's sake! I thought that you were oh fuck! I thought you were a vet,
Nope.
dude. My
That's
bad.
my buddy Ace was.
Yeah, I know about Ace, man. I just thought y'all two, both y'all had.
Well, I think he was Army actually, but
you don't classify it as the military.
well, he said he was Army, so that's you know.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm not going to argue with people if they say military.
Well, all right, Trivia. Well, what's your main reason for streaming?
Well, actually, I think I was pretty much inspired by the CunStream staff, man, because one night, a few nights, there were a few different ones where I had gotten onto after streams with them guys, and before well, about the third time that I was on there with them guys, just in an after stream, you know. I think it was Schmeckel first. He was like, why don't you start your own stream? He was like, you seem to have an interest in it. And Brockus said the same thing, and I'm like, maybe I should start my own shit.
Well, cool. And
yeah.
what? How did you choose your avatar and the name? I got a sneaky suspicion I know where the avatar's from.
Really? I made that.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
All right, because it looks almost identical to the first drawing of the Joker from the old Batman. Yeah, the Bob Finger and fuck, what is the other guy's name? Allie?
I can't remember. I think his name, didn't he have Robin in his name? Or is that a different guy?
That's a different guy. Shit. See, Simon and Schuster were the guys that did Superman, but this Bob Kane, that's it.
Bob Kane.
Yeah. And
God, for a minute there.
Oh, Batman. Sorry, I was like zoned out. What are you guys talking about?
you're studying your funerary shit, aren't you?
Every now and then.
Oh my God,
dip out
Allie.
for a second.
Sometimes the obvious just hits me, and you were saying you were a DC fan the last time we streamed.
Yeah.
Harlequin is Harlequin from DC Comics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, I should have picked up on that like 6 months ago.
It's like, I'm glad I'm not the only one who is like zipped out for a minute. That's cool. I heard you ask me something, and I just was like, yeah, and then you kept going, and I was like, oh, I guess it wasn't that important. And then when I heard what you were talking about, I was like, oh, I could have answered that for you, but I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
Alrighty. Alrighty then.
Well, my name, you were going to ask about my name, I think, right?
Yeah.
That literally came up on accident a few years ago, probably about 8 or 7 years ago. I made my first gamer tag on Xbox. And when I did that, the name that I had chosen was not available. And Xbox suggested Trippypoop because my email is trippypoop@hotmail.com. And I was like, oh, I'll go with this. And I just clicked on it, and I was like, wait a minute, did that just become my name? Ah, shit. So I just kept it. I'm like, fuck it, I'll just keep it. It's fine.
You know, it's really weird. It's a lot of the stories that I keep hearing on here is like their names are accidental, or it's like, you know, in my case, this channel started out as a trolling channel. It was Irate Prostate was a troll name that I was like fucking with Steve Jobs with. Yeah, everybody's
that
favorite.
guy's criminally oversubbed.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, but 90% of his 90% of the people who sub to him just sub to him so they can watch his videos and make responses.
Yeah.
Or the rest of them are all just jacking each other off in the echo chamber.
Mm-hmm.
My comment, my truth. It's my truth, man.
It's my truth.
Okay, so now here's a good question. All right, that popped in my head. Do you remember the moment when you realized that you were not a child anymore? And what you know, aside from sexual stuff, because you can still be a child and you know, psychologically. But I'm talking about more like, you know, you realize that you weren't interested in childish things, like, you know, and because I remember what was going on with me, and I remember when it was my mom bought me a coloring book, of a Superman coloring book, and I looked at it, and I wasn't interested in it, and I realized that I was like I was saying, I'm just too old for this, and it kind of made me sad. So I didn't know if anybody else had any kind of similar experiences.
The Parsnip and I will let you know when we grow up.
Well, but see,
Will never happen.
okay. What I was trying to, I get that,
Yeah,
you know, because it's like I've got this like refusal to, you know, my body may get old, but I'm not. Okay, you know what makes me me. So
it's funny you mentioned coloring books, because I was talking to my shrink the other day, and I expressed to her the fact that, you know, I think I need a hobby, but I've never been able to find a hobby that I would enjoy, unless you count drinking or reading, which I don't count as hobbies. But she starts listing off things, and one of the things, like, you know, they make coloring books for adults, and I gave her this look like, are you fucking retarded? She's like, okay, some people aren't into that. Apparently,
When I have surgery, I always get a coloring book.
yeah,
I mean, I don't have surgery that often, but I think last time I was 20 and I had tumors removed from my breast, and I got a coloring book. Made me feel better. It was a Ninja Turtle coloring book.
Oh, so that's even better.
Yeah. Usually they give you these like fucking things that look like Indian, you know, like I'm talking about Indian, like, you know, blankets and shit with these patterns and stuff.
Oh, the,
Psychedelic-y shit.
are they called mandalas?
Yeah. That's one of the terms they've given to it.
oh, the rain catchers?
No.
Not a dream catcher.
Dream catcher.
Right. No. A mandala is literally, it's a circular object, and it can actually, a really simple mandala would be the compass face with the 4, you know, points north, south, east, west on it. That's a good example of just a simple mandala.
Isn't that's a Buddhist thing, right?
No, not necessarily. It's connected actually through all religious belief. It's like one of those consistent elements that you'll see in Eastern and Western religion. The things that bridge the gap, and even in American Indian, you know, spiritual beliefs. Because that's the one place that was isolated from everybody else. Even Aboriginals, you know, have mandalas. So there's some kind of, you know, Carl Jung would say that's an archetype that's inherent within all human beings. You know, that it's a part of our psyche. I went through a big phase where I was into Carl Jung, really, but before fucking Sting's Synchronicity album came out, I was way ahead of that shit. But I don't know. It's like a okay. Here's another question: what food from childhood that you hated as a child that you still hate today?
Baked potatoes.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
Even if they're slathered in sour cream and melted cheese and other good stuff?
Can't eat them. It's a texture thing.
It's a texture thing. Oh wow.
They have to be like mashed potatoes with skins as a bowl or something in order for me to eat them. But if I can't do it.
I can see what you're saying. They're too like starchy.
Yeah.
Until they're like mixed with stuff. Or
I'm
just
so glad somebody else understands that. Because everyone else is like, you're just ridiculous. All potatoes are the same, and I'm like, all potatoes are not created equal.
I'll say I can eat like
Hashtag not all.
I can eat the baked potatoes full of melted cheese and bacon and sour cream, but I tend to just eat the toppings and leave most of the potatoes. So I get what you're saying.
That's cool. Okay.
Egg salad sandwiches.
Oh.
Fucking, I don't know what's up, man, but I try to eat that and I choke.
Really?
Yeah,
So-
egg salad. I can eat it off the sandwich, but something about it with the bread just fucking kills me.
What are
You're
your
not a
thoughts?
good Jew, Trippy.
What are your thoughts on eggs in general?
I can eat any other kind of eggs. It's really fucking weird.
So you can have like a fried egg on toast.
Yeah. But for some reason, egg salad on a sandwich makes me gag.
Yeah, it's like me and tomatoes. I love ketchup, but I cannot eat a fucking tomato.
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's strange how your taste buds in your body can react to food, just a different type of it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's some kind of. I think it has a textural thing because of that jelly shit that the tomato seeds are, suspended in. It's just, all that stuff's designed to be eaten and then shit out to grow more. And what differentiates the tomato as being a fruit is because it does have seeds inside of it. Whereas with the vegetable, you're usually eating a seed as the main product.
What do
Hang on.
what do jalapenos fall under?
They're fruit.
They're fruit.
Technically, it would be a fruit, yeah.
Ali
I've gotten
is
into
also
arguments.
technically a fruit because I'll put my seed inside her.
Oh, God.
That would make you a fruit. That would make you a fruit.
Well, I
Is a
am
man
a
having
fruit.
sex with a
Just ask
woman?
Adamantine.
No, if you're putting inside her.
Did I mention that Parsnip has a nice ass, by the way? I don't know if I threw that out there yet.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I saw it was on his Twitter banner. Y'all know I'm joking by now.
Anyway, back to foods.
Missed it.
Coconut. I've never gotten
Coconut?
coconut. To me, coconut has always struck me as more of a packaging material than a food.
Nature's bowling ball.
Packaging, I like it. Like the fucking, I can see the shredded shit. That's funny. So do you like Thai curry or anything like that? Most Thai cooking uses like, coconut milk in it.
No, I can deal with. I like Thai food. I like the hotness of it, but it's I don't know what I've had that has had coconut in it, but probably several things like what you're mentioning. But it lacks, number one, the real coconut flavor, but more importantly, it lacks the that you're chewing on packaging material taste. I've never tried coconut milk. I don't think I would have an issue with it probably, but it's the like Ali was saying with the baked potato, it's the consistency.
Yeah, and it's a texture thing. And it's surprising when you end up with a piece of coconut and you didn't know was there. It's always shocking to me.
But like like one popular thing is deep fried coconut battered shrimp. And it's why are you ruining a perfectly good shrimp with coconut on it? No.
You're making me hungry. Stop sending me nudes.
Stop or start.
You can start. I mean, if you really want to.
Oh.
I'll dox you nudes on Twitter.
Everyone needs to see that black cock anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the same birth defect as me. You're black from the waist down.
From the
Yeah,
waist
too
down.
good you
Wait,
don't.
who said I hate coconuts? I don't mind coconuts.
I didn't hear you say
I
that.
just said it's surprising to me. Like, if you have like a beverage with a coconut base and they put the little shreds of coconuts and you're drinking it, it's surprising. and it's a little disconcerting.
Coconut
That's too good.
surprise.
How do you guys feel about eggplant?
It's delicious.
Yeah, if you cook it right, yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a really good dip.
You know, it's loaded with nicotine. Did you know that? Eggplant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I did know that, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what
So
gives
it's
it that bitter flavor.
So you could literally smoke eggplant?
That's why all the bitches crave it.
Oh, no, nicotine. Nicotine itself is also in rat poison. I don't think you want to...
Well, there are a few other nasty things in rat poison, too, like arsenic.
Yeah. I thought nicotine was the arsenic that's in rat poison.
I only have one response to that, which is
Fuck if I know. Yeah, no, I'm smoking a cigarette right now, too. Cancer.
I guess I'll have to go on an all eggplant diet. Curb my addiction
Curb your
to
appetite for
the
smoking.
cigarettes. Yeah.
But how are you gonna find out if Harlequin's vagina can smoke a cigarette if you don't have any cigarettes?
Well, I'm sure she'd be able to get a hold of some.
Yeah. Isn't it over $30 for a pack of 25 cigarettes in Australia?
It's, yeah, as far as I know. That's what I've heard at least. I haven't been back for like 12 years.
Oh, that's right. You don't live there currently. For some reason, my mind blanked on that. Yeah, I've heard that from friends in Australia too, and they have pictures of like diseased feet on their cigarette packs.
I think I've told you this before,
Yeah.
Parsnip. Before you told me, I never would have guessed your accent was Australian. You sound
Really?
British to me.
He's
Well, that's
totally a Kiwi. Don't let him fool you.
Fuck.
Somebody's
Kiwi
calling
shit
you.
again.
Somebody's calling you out for saying you
No.
have a big cock, but it wasn't you, it was me.
That's true.
Oh.
It was Harley that said that she had a big cock. It's just not the same state as her or country.
I do, it's 7
She's a
inches and
good
it's also
dick.
black.
Oh, okay. It's not that big. Like I think I'm around that age.
If Parsnips is black, he might want to go to the doctor and have that checked out.
Well, he is black.
No, it's just melanin. It's just
See, I had mine
it's
checked out, and they
congregated
told
in
me
my-
what they told me was stop putting rubber bands around your penis, and I was like, no. I don't want it.
Then
Why would you want to do that?
he's an aboriginal, but he's white passing.
Oh, people call you an abo over there.
We call those
Racist.
quarterbacks here in the United States.
He's
Yeah.
a black fella.
Hey, dude. I mean, you know what you could do? You could come to the United States and then go up for hockey, and you'd be like a shoo-in, because they'd be like, we don't have any black people. Get your black ass on the ice.
I need to learn how to skate first.
Then they make a movie out of you, like they did with the Jamaican bobsledders.
Didn't you used to live in Norway?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you just missed your chance to learn how to skate.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a master level power skater. I could teach him.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my opportunity with Ali.
It's gonna
Show
be
me
hard to
all
learn
the
how to.
moves.
It's gonna be hard to learn how to ice skate with your dick in her. You gotta be careful.
No.
It'll be hard.
It'll be easier.
I just-
Very
hard
easier to
indeed.
hold
I
him
just
up.
want to remind everybody, hit that like button.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so that you know when Irate Prostate goes live or puts up a new video. He's
God,
got some nice information to give you.
God
And
damn,
go to his Streamlabs and fucking give him some money.
he's
'Cause he
impressing me.
deserves it.
You impress me, man. That's some ability there. No shit.
Been learning it from people.
All right, so who hadn't answered? So who hasn't gone with the food thing yet?
That would be me, I guess.
All right.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms of any kind.
Uh, any kind.
Gotcha.
Really, even fried mushrooms?
Shiitake.
Yeah, yeah, possibly, but I mean, it just doesn't appeal to to be honest.
I mean,
it's
if you
consistency.
if you throw a bunch of mushrooms like in a frying pan and you just add a bunch of butter and some garlic, you're basically just getting something to suck up the butter.
That's a good point.
It's psychological. He doesn't like the idea of putting fungus in his mouth.
Exactly. It grows in shit. No,
They
I don't
don't
know.
all grow in shit, dude.
Just
the hallucinogenic ones, pretty much, I think.
It's like my roommate back in Norway. He wouldn't drink water because fish fucking it.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before.
That was W.C. Fields that originally said that, I thought. But
He wouldn't
Probably.
drink water because he's gross.
who? W.C. Fields?
No, his roommate.
Yeah, that was
Oh, does he drink urine? Is he one of those urine people? Drink their own urine and
Pepsi.
shit?
Pepsi.
Oh God.
He drinks exclusively Pepsi.
Well, he does. Does he realize that the like 90+% of Pepsi is water?
Yes.
Right?
This
Because there's acids in there which kill the semen.
Why was that held for review? What a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because you didn't type account right. You typed a cunt, and so it.
I didn't even notice that.
You remember the other day, right? I was telling you watching a Tonight Show that had Joy Bishop as the guest host and
Yeah.
Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra on.
God, yeah.
And Dean Martin was like sitting there. He's like, "God, I need a drink." and Joy Bishop hands him a glass of water, and he's like, "Water? I haven't had that since I was 17."
Yeah. Check out those old fucking Johnny Carson videos, man. They're great. Just some.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah, he's really kind of like a sensei master. You know, he's kind of like he is to like maybe to YouTube hosts what what Bruce Lee is to like kung fu people or some shit. I don't know. It's just something. Carson was the man.
And comedians back then were so much better. They could be far funnier without being without being overtly vulgar, but just insinuating.
Well, yeah, I mean, even the movies back then, you could get away with saying the N-word with a hard R, and nobody would blink twice because they knew it was a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is it, Blazing Saddles?
Yeah.
Yes.
They knew it was a fucking joke. They knew how to take one.
Time.
Never could be made again.
Well, you don't
Funny
know that.
thing
I mean,
is,
maybe
when
in
they
20 years.
show it on TV, they always censor it. But the whole point was that everyone who is a moron was using that word.
Exactly.
It totally took away from the entire message of.
Yeah, today I don't even think like HBO would be willing to touch something like that.
But they play shit from what's his face, the guy that made The Hateful Eight and
Yeah. Absolutely.
Tarantino.
Yeah, Tarantino. He loves that fucking word. He loves to use it in a lot of stuff, and it's like, oh, we're fine with that. A white guy made it.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10 that he
new.
uses it, it's Samuel L. Jackson saying it.
Yeah. He's still got to write it in there. And I mean, he had Leonardo DiCaprio, Da Vinci say it in one of his movies.
Da Vinci. Oh, dude.
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. He's a pretty good actor. I mean, he was a heartthrob before Harley Quinn was born. Actually, I don't know how old
do you think I am?
are. I think you're 30, aren't you? You're the same age as me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Youngins.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
long before we were born. No, actually, just long before we cared.
Wasn't he in Romeo and Juliet? Wasn't that his first big?
Oh,
That wasn't his first big one, but he was in that.
I know
I think
you
that's-
Titanic? But was Titanic before that?
No, Titanic was after that, but I think the thing that made him like be noticed was Basketball Diaries.
Oh yeah.
Basketball Diaries.
Dude, I wonder if they could make White Men Can't Jump again.
Oh, this one didn't really have anything to do with basketball. It had a lot to do with him giving a guy a blowjob in a bathroom stall, though.
Oh, okay. That's how he got big in Hollywood.
Well, that's how most people get big in Hollywood, isn't it?
Dude,
Hashtag me too.
I've heard that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has taken it up the ass a few times for movie roles.
Dude, really?
Yeah. I've heard he's given people blowjobs and shit just to be in movies. And it's The Rock. You wouldn't really expect him to, but I mean, come on, the guy's a big kid, and you know, he was a tooth fairy, wasn't he?
Oh, he was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape too. That's right.
Yeah, he was really good in that one too. By the way, he played.
Yeah, he was.
He played like mentally challenged in there.
That was a good movie.
All right, so
Yeah,
are y'all talking
that
about
was
fucking?
93.
No, man, The Rock wasn't in that.
No, we're talking about.
No.
We're talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh my god, that movie would be so much better with The Rock.
It doesn't matter what's eating you.
He could be the firefighter that helped. Who was it? The mom. Is that Kathy Bates?
Oh, that was back in the days where Johnny Depp was talented, not creepy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Darlene Cates was the mom, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson could have gone in there and saved her from the fire.
You mean he could have like one-handed
He
her
probably
fat
could have
ass
carried
over
her,
his
yeah.
shoulder?
Yeah, he could have just busted in and been the hot firefighter. That would have made that movie so much better.
You guys ever seen the picture of The Rock before he was The Rock? I think the picture's like when he was 17. His fucking head looks tiny because it's before he put on those big ass shoulders. His head looks fucking way smaller. Like his shoulders are so far apart.
Well, you know, The Rock already came from a famous wrestling family beforehand,
Yeah.
so he had an in from the beginning.
Yeah.
His dad
And
was a wrestler.
Well, he played on Miami's team that played for the national championship, Miami's football team against Alabama, and of course we won that. And Roll Tide just had to get that one in there. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody could smell what The Rock was cooking, and it wasn't enough protein.
Right? I'm thinking, like,
It was
The Rock
soy!
farted a lot before he said that. Did The Rock fart a lot before he said that? He'd be like, he smelled The Rock's somebody's baking brownies. That was almost his actual saying. No. Somebody's baking brownies. South Park.
Yeah, when y'all get done with this, when we get done with this, y'all listen to background. Does everybody like the music I got playing in the background? It's a little loop I made. Hit one if you like the loop. Something old.
Who doesn't love the loop?
Cannot hear it. I'm not
I love it. Yeah, it's a loop from the song called "Daz" by a band called Brick from the '70s. It's just
Sweet.
Yeah, it's guitar and drums, man. It's a great little lick. Anyway,
Yeah.
hey, I'm getting ones, baby. That's right. Thank you. That's my loop. It's hard to do, man. It's a lot harder than you think. Harder than it looks. But oh shit, man, we're over time. Do y'all feel like going another 20 minutes-ish, or do y'all want to go ahead and wrap it up? Man, I can go either way.
It's fine, however you want to do it.
What do y'all think? Yeah.
I don't have anything
Sounding
to
like-
be.
Well, fucking A, man. We're gonna keep going now. Shit. All right. So,
I can do it till 7 in the morning.
what time are you? What time is it now?
6:38.
We'll take it to the top of the hour. How about that?
No, I mean I got a nap earlier, so I'm wide awake.
All right.
Yeah, he took a
all
nap.
good,
We
man.
napped this afternoon.
Ali couldn't even wake me. She rang 7 times and I didn't hear it.
You have that crazy girlfriend who just keeps calling and calling and calling, and I'm like, where are you? Where are you? You're not picking up your phone. What are you doing? Who are you with?
Yeah.
He's just asleep.
Oh, you want to hear crazy girlfriend? Fucking my ex told me that she felt like I was cheating on her with my Xbox. He wasn't
Oh,
kidding.
Jesus.
I knew where he was. I was just afraid that he like was in such a deep sleep that he would not wake up on time. I was like,
He's a good girl. It's fine.
He told me, he's like, can it call me, wake me up? I'm like, okay. And I just kept calling. I called him from like 3 different apps so that it makes different noises. And I'm like, this nigga's asleep.
She's like, I better send him a snap snatch.
I got him on Hangouts, and he's like, hey, and I'm like, hey, are you okay? He's like, yeah, why? You woke me up. And I was like, yeah, I called you like 20 times.
Jeez.
I was passed out.
You're not gonna let him ever forget that either, are you? Right? That's right. That's right. You're not a good girlfriend if you do that. See, that's what I'm saying. It's not a really good relationship unless there's like a fucking myriad of guilt trips that she can lay on you. You know, I remember when blah 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 blah. You know, remember when? You know, it's like, oh, don't you remember this? Blah blah blah. So yeah.
And you gotta sit there and be like,
I'm not a good girlfriend.
No, she's not though. She's actually very considerate.
Yeah, she is.
So, there you go.
She's definitely a considerate person and a good friend. So you know, Uzi and I both have just fallen in love with Allie, and just she's been so sweet with both of us. It's just
I love you guys.
You're awesome, man.
It's pretty easy to fall in love with her. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, that's your problem, dude. You know.
It is.
You know, I gotta wake up next to this redhead over here, so I'm paying my penance. Trust me. 24 years.
Uzi's so awesome. I love that she's at all of your streams and everywhere that you go. She's so supportive.
That's cute.
You guys are relationship goals.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, the key is really communication and honesty. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds simple and like a cliche, you know. But it is. It's the truth, man. So that's our experience. Yeah. So.
No, my parents were together for 19 years. Well, my stepdad and my mother were together for 19 years. But yeah, no. She ended up throwing his ass out.
Well,
my parents have been together for 34 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
Their anniversary was in June. It was the 3rd.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Mom and Dad.
I will let them know that you said so.
Okay, well,
Great.
y'all want to talk books? Like, what's your favorite book and why?
Goosebumps.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a series, right?
I read the shit out of those when I was young.
I know, the scholastic trucks and stuff, right? If they come to the school, they'd be like, we got all the Goosebumps. And you're
I
like,
met R.L. Stein.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Super nice guy. Yeah.
You know, he's written more books than Stephen King. Like, actually a couple hundred more books than Stephen King.
He'd write one of those Goosebumps books in like 2 months. Like, there were so many of them.
Yeah.
And then he had the Fear Street ones, which were a little bit older, and then he has his adult series. Like, the guy's just prolific as fuck.
What the fuck are you talking about, Will? Sorry. But yeah, he's a very prolific writer. Like, he could just sit down and fucking go. I could probably do that. I'm pretty decent at writing. I just haven't really done that in a long time. The last thing that I wrote was a fan fiction with Brockus and Antoine having sex. And it was a joke, and everybody loved it. So I had to pop it into a notepad and send it to Renelation so she could read it on her channel.
Oh, cool.
I think Parsnip ended up fucking Mark Como in one of the fan fiction.
Oh.
Oh,
Actually,
it's
the
all
last
right.
thing I wrote was some erotic fan fiction.
There you go. That's what mine would have been called. Like, at the end of it, I had Baracus use quote-unquote orc magic to make Antoine have a permanent vagina. And I also made note that Baracus had a 12-inch round penis, but it was only like 3 inches long.
Oh.
Antoine was mad at me for like a month.
Hey,
That poor guy.
it's all about volume, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
That girth.
Girth.
Good.
Girth Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to make that a name there. Okay. I'm gonna start.
Girth Brooks.
Yeah, that's. In every Discord, I've got a different name in there. That's gonna be the one. Girth Brooks.
Nice. My I think my Discord name on mine is actually Trippypoop, but on Full Metal Pickles he changed mine to something else.
Yeah.
And my actual Discord is called Stumpy the Clown.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
think-
No, that's it. I'm definitely in that.
Yeah.
I think in the first couple of months of Jeeps and I dating, I like disappeared for a second, and he was like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "Oh, I was making a food baby." And he's like, "What'd you name it?" And I just sent him back Brad shit. And that's basically been like the story of our relationship.
Oh, dude.
Very nice. Well, Pickle changed my name to Chunky Lover 69 for his Discord. I just love
Holy moly.
Searching.
Oh, I
Yeah.
am Stumpy the Clown in Ace's Discord. That was a joke that little Miss Anon made because I'm a diabetic and she keeps telling me I'm gonna lose my feet.
Oh. You gotta be careful with that, though.
Hey, I told, I think it was Malevolent Rider, I was like, if I do lose a foot, I'm mailing it to you, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's
Van
like,
Gogh that.
Give you all of my foot long.
I was put in the chat that and this is the truth, in Big Fat Brian's Discord server, my name is Optimus Crime. So that's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of shit I do. I like try to make puns out of shit and sound clever.
Big Fat Brian's server's lit.
It is. It's very interesting. The interwebs are very interesting. People are interesting. Like I said before,
Until you find out they're into kitty porn.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Did anybody else name a book? Their favorite book? Celestial?
June.
There's too many to mention. I can name the book I got my username from, Celestial Parsnip, as The Color of Magic, Terry Pratchett.
What damn book?
What?
I said, what damn book?
What damn book?
What damn book?
It's a thing which you read.
You mean is it, you should have gone with this. Is it like an iPad, but it's made out of paper?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't have kitty porn on it, so.
No, definitely.
Well,
You just like saying that word, or
That
that phrase,
depends.
huh?
Is it a Stephen King book?
Yeah, Stephen King, It. You talking about the sex scene in It?
There's several Stephen King books where young people are engaged in
You don't.
sexual
What
acts.
happened to Stephen King when he was a kid? Was he religious? I think I might know what happened.
He was an altar boy.
An altar boy. Altar boy,
It
come
was
here.
altered.
Sorry. Go right ahead.
All right. So, who has not? All right, so Adamantine, you said Dune. Tell us why.
June is oh god, here she goes again.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now.
Oh, God.
Dune's a great series.
This is I swear to God, Alexa is like my punishment for not getting married and having someone constantly nag me. Technology took their place.
Dude, I can nag you over the internet.
Oh, but I want to be nagged. but no, Dune is the first time I read it was in high school, and I've read it I don't know how many times since, 5, 6 more maybe. It's and I will say I'm not a pot smoker personally, but I think it would be the perfect book for pot smokers. It's deep on so many levels. I mean, it's superficially a science fiction book, and it is, by the way, the best-selling science fiction book of all time. Mm-hmm. But it's not really. That's just the backdrop. It talks about politics, the concept of money and power, like ecology. It's just so many different things. It's deep on so many levels. You can literally read it probably 20 times and find something new each time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I give a big thumbs up to that one to anyone who may be so inclined.
I see. I can't name one book. I've got a pair though that it's a tie between, and that would be At the Mountains of Madness, of course, by H.P. Lovecraft, and Narcissus and Goldmund, which is a book by Hermann Hesse. I mean, they're two very divergent books, but for different reasons. So.
The Mountains of Madness, I love too.
Oh my God, what a great!
I don't think it officially constitutes a book. I think it's a novella, but
yeah, it is. It is. It's a novella. As a matter of fact, I've downloaded a game that Steam was having a fucking major sale, and I got this game based on At the Mountains of Madness called Conarium. And I think I got it for less than like $4.99, something like that. I got like 3 $2 games, so it was. I spent less than $18 and got like five or six games for a good deal. So I'm gonna mess with that, man. It's crazy. It's a little maddening because you can go mad yourself in this game, which I think is cool as fuck. You know, you lose sanity points. You're hearing shit when it's not there, you know, or it's like, and then they say it gets to a point of where the game starts fucking with your like computer, like, you know, you'll save stuff and then it'll say you didn't save it or something, but what, you know, it'll start messing with your head in real life. So that kind of, you know, cranks my.
It sounds kind of dangerous, really.
Yeah, it sounds weird, doesn't it?
The game that can bring you to a psychotic breakdown.
Yeah. I like the challenge. You know?
I'm gonna have to look it up. My stepdad used to play, or want to play, rather, because we didn't have the right equipment for it, but a game that was on Commodore 64. And I don't know, from what he said, there was like wizards and stuff, and like you had to know what you were doing, like you had to go down certain paths and stuff. It was all text based, you know, because Commodore.
Yeah.
What game
I used to love those things. Adventure games. Text-based adventure. Those were my first ever computer on Commodore 64.
Yeah, I'm not big into shooting games or any of that shit. I do like to drive mechs every once in a while. Yeah. Mech Warrior 3 was one of my favorite games ever. And also, the one that was based on Death Race 2000, it's called Carmageddon. I don't even know if you can get that anymore. Yeah, man, when you run over people and shit for points. And yeah, it's great. It's a fun game. You know, it was perfect shit to take out, you know, your aggression on people at work and shit.
Yeah, one of my favorite games will always be like Grand Theft Auto. Like any GTA, it always becomes my favorite game when it comes out.
Shit, yeah, I keep hearing that, so I'll probably end up breaking down and getting that too at some point. You know.
Well, they do sales on GTA 5 all the time.
Yeah, I just keep my eye open.
Yeah, my buddy Rusty, he's a Vietnam vet, right? And he used to play Xbox with us. And the one day I told him to get Grand Theft Auto 4, and the next day he gets on there and he's like, "Trippy, you son of a bitch!" And I said, "What did I do?" You know, and he's like, you got me addicted to this fucking game. It's so fun, dude. He goes, I looked up all these cheat codes, and now I got rockets and grenades and all this shit. I'm able to just blow up cops and civilians. And he was like, I don't think I've played any of the story yet. I'm like, well, you know, have at it, dude.
All right. Carmageddon is available on Good Old Games, gog.com.
Really?
Not a very significant price.
Killer. Thank you, man.
And it works on current computers.
Fuck yeah. It's so fun. I swear to God.
So there you go.
I highly recommend it. It's worth $5. If it's $5, it's worth it because just all the fun you have running over people and killing them. And the guy's funny as shit. He says smart ass shit like, "Oh, bet that hurt," you know, and stuff, stuff like that. It's really funny. I don't know. I'm a sick fuck. I admit it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it floats my boat. You know, but so we're winding down. 5 minutes to go. Does what we'll do is I usually at this point just talk about shilling and getting your stuff out there. Like and always start with our guests first. So Celestial, have you got anything you want to talk to us about and shill before we split?
That was a good topic, dude. Bring it up. We'll have to vote. You bring it up again. We'll vote on it. Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
Shilling. Yeah, I mean, I've got a channel. I haven't uploaded to it for a moons. You can subscribe if you like, but there's not a great chance that you'll see anything new from me soon. Especially since I don't view this. So, I don't know, just have a look, you know, you might have a laugh. If you don't, it's cool. I don't give a shit. It's just there. Yeah, whatever.
Well, thanks, man. And Trippy?
Well, as of right now, I don't know when I might get my streaming privileges back, but I'm gonna put the link to my second channel in the description. And if anybody wants to come over there, if I stream later tonight or even tomorrow, whatever, anybody in the chat, anybody in the actual stream, there you go. Whatever, you guys here and the people in the chat, if you guys want to come onto the show, just let me know. It's at Trippypoop on Twitter, or even fucking say it in the chat. Hey, I want to get on your shit. And I'll send you a hangout link when I do decide to go live on that channel. And if my primary channel's back by then, I'll send you a link to be on that one.
Killer. If you want to, just put the URL for the second channel in the general chat, or you can put it in stream chat, and I'll grab it out of that. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I do.
All right. Allie, also known as Harlequin's Happy Hour. Somebody told me you did in your video today that you've got a new channel coming up.
I do. I just did my first vlog. I hate it, but I am starting the process of going to mortician school. I've been in school for a week, and so I talk about the classes that I'm taking, and if anybody has any questions about that, they can feel free to send me questions here and my channel, or I link or have an email listed on there. It's casketcase17@gmail.com, and yeah, I have no problem answering any questions. If I don't know the answers, I will look them up.
Oh my god, I'm going to ask you so many questions.
Is that?
I'm not even kidding.
Is that not the best name for the channel? Casket Case?
Aha!
Parsnip came up with that.
That's sweet, man. Yeah. I figured so, man.
Had a whole
You're magical with words.
Plus, he knows that I'm a total bad case, so he was like,
Yes. It fits. It fits. All right. Well, Sir Adamantine, I got a feeling I know what you're going to say.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Tomorrow I'll be having my usual drinks with friend tomorrow afternoon. But as soon as this stream ends, I'm going to start another random stream, which it will be named one of the post-CREEM streams. Just because I'm too awake and not quite drunk enough to go to bed yet, so that's why. And any of you are welcome on should you choose to join.
Well, all right.
Sweet.
All right. And this is Irate Prostate, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about Sunday at 3 o'clock. I'm going to be interviewing Ace of Skulls. Very fascinating guy with incredible facial expressions. I mean, my God, that dude's face is animated as hell. And the popcorn face and stuff, if you've seen the cunt stream the past month, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It should be an hour, and hopefully it'll go longer. Because I found him to be funny as shit and just fascinating when I was talking to him. So, I guess without any further ado, everybody, you want to say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. And this is Irate Prostate saying another one's in the bucket. We'll see y'all next week, and roll tide, right?